And with the mask mandates in effect for several cities across the state, people are asking officials to unmask them.
So in just about a half hour, protests will get underway at City Hall, and they're going to be joined by a local leader as well.
Jamie joining us live this morning with more on their message. Good morning, Jamie.
Good morning to you. The name of this protest is Unmask Us. And if you take a look behind me here, you can see a tent set up, some speakers and some folks roaming around. No mandate. I see signs right there. And this protest will start in just about a half an hour. I have City Councilman Guy Phillips with me with the city of Scottsdale. It was last Friday when this mask mandate went into place, Friday evening. You started getting phone calls.
I got them almost immediately, and everybody asked me, we don't like being told what to do, we don't like being forced, and what am I going to do about it? So I said, hey, if you want to do a protest, let's do a protest, and it kind of snowballed from there.
And snowballed from there into what do we expect today?
I think what you expect today is a lot of talk about First Amendment rights, but also there's going to be a lot of talk about masks, the good and the bad of them, and the proper use of them, and education in the future as far as anything else goes, hygiene and sterilizing and stuff like that.
We are in the city of Scottsdale, which is getting a lot of attention for the activity in the nightclubs. Talk to me about what's being done from the city, talking to some of those businesses, to the people who attend those nightclubs.
Well, you know, that's a good point because, you know, when Ducey first gave the order that you can go out, basically we opened the barn doors and everybody went out, and you're cooped up for 2 months, and the bars were packed and the nightclubs were packed, and you know, we had demonstrations and stuff like that, and nobody followed any protocol. There was no education. Had we done a soft opening and said, hey, this is what we need to do before we open, this is what we'd like you to do, and worked on that, I don't think we'd be in the position we are today.
The city of Scottsdale is receiving a lot of money from the CARES Act. How much money, and how do you expect to use it?
We actually received $29 million. A lot of it has to go back to police and fire because that was what it's supposed to have covered in the first place. But there's also other money that we're allowed to use for other things. So we're going to use $3.5 million for social programs, educating people on the proper use of masks, putting up placards at stores, educating public, doing seminars, educating store owners, bars, nightclubs, all this kind of stuff. So everybody starts getting that idea in their mind, let's do this together.
Do you think the masks are a good idea as far as a mandate?
I think to wear a mask, there's a lot of personal problems with wearing one because it can be detrimental to your own health. But there's nothing wrong with if you go into Circle K, put on the mask, get your drink, go back out and take it back off. We just need to respect each other. And I don't see any problem in that, and I think most people will do that. I'd say 80% of the people are kind to each other and will respect each other.
So I see the speakers. I imagine you'll be speaking to the people today. What are you going to say?
That's going to be my message, is that education is the key. I think number one, we overdid it by opening the doors and just opening the floodgates without any education. And then number two, when the spike in COVID happened because of that, then immediately we jumped on the other side of the fence and said, wear it or else. You know, we're so reactionary instead of thinking forward.
Thank you so much, Councilman. Councilman Phillips, again, it's called Unmask Us. This is a protest that is set to begin here at 10 a.m. this morning. I'll give you one last look at the situation here. A lot of folks starting to gather here. I'd say maybe about 50 people here so far. But again, we're about 25 minutes ahead of the event. So we will continue to follow this for you. And the city of Scottsdale, of course, one of many cities across Arizona that have mandated mask mandates right now. And Maricopa County says you must wear a mask while outside or in public when you cannot social distance throughout the county. So that also covers those cities. Back to you.